Good, y'all. Now, y'all should have heard this news by now. TYRONN LUE had to step down from the Cleveland Cavaliers due to some health issues. He noted he was having chest pains and lack of sleep and some other serious complications that led to him deciding to focus on his health for the time being in order to prepare for the playoffs. Now, in this video, I want to talk about some of the reasons why I feel like LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers led TYRONN Lue to this health crisis. So let's get into it. First off, I want to start off with the drama environment. Now, this is a twofold. Part of this is LeBron's fault, and then part of this is the organization's fault. TYRONN Lue is an early coach, whereas he got experience in assistant coaching, but when it comes to head coaching, that's a different ball game. And he's really probably, I want to say, 3 years deep, maybe, I think 4, no, I think 3 years deep into being a head coach and dealing with all the stresses that comes with the job. And if you notice, TYRONN Lue, he's pretty young, and his hair, when you look during the game, his hair is filled up with the gray hairs, and we all know that's an indication of stress, which is understandable. Being a NBA head coach is a stressful job, but at such a young age, it's a little nervous to see that. So that's a telltale sign right there. But when it comes to the environment, it's no secret, man. LeBron is a drama queen, man. He's a great player, but he's also a drama queen for as he needs everything to be his way on and off the court. And sometimes a lot of people, it's hard to just work under certain circumstances. When the environment is free and everybody is on the same accord, everybody is putting the same input in, then things can run smoothly. But when you have LeBron is like the sun in Cleveland. When you have everything just revolving around LeBron, that's gonna cause some problems, man. And when we talk about on the court problems, I think the main thing is offensively running a LeBron system. Now, in Miami, Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley, they put their foot down to where LeBron had control, but it was limited control. It was never near the amount of control he had in Cleveland. And we all know that, unfortunately, LeBron can only play in one system, which is he's the point guard, he's the main ball handler, and everyone else just spots up and shoot. That's why you notice it's kind of difficult for other players to have a lot of success with him, besides elite superstars who have the capability to evolve and change their game around to help LeBron, like a D-Wade or a Kyrie. But when you got, like Kevin Love or J.R. Smith or just other players, D-Rose, Isaiah Thomas, the list goes on and on, everyone can't become a spot-up shooter because that's not their game. Basketball and more is just spot-up shooting. You got driving, you got the pick and roll. It's a lot. And as a coach, I would be frustrated. Being a coach, a lot of coaches, if anybody ever played basketball, you got your offensive sets that you run. Or a new coach, they'll come in and put in a whole new offensive set. But it feels like with LeBron, and given his stature, he kind of just runs his system, and you don't really run nothing else. If you watch Cleveland this year or the past years, you kind of notice that it's really just LeBron literally creates all the offense. That's why his numbers are crazy. Don't get me wrong, he's a great player, but when you got the ball in your hand from when you have the ball in your hand from inbounds to the time the shot goes up, you literally will have a stat every possession, and that's kind of the LeBron offense. It's not a lot of cutting. He's not cutting. LeBron is not setting no screens. He's not really down with running the actual play. Most of LeBron offense is either I'm gonna go isolation, drive and kick out to the corner, or kick out to an open shooter. It's either pick and roll and either drive or shoot or kick back, or it's a LeBron step back, which is not bad sometimes, because you do want your star player to have the ball most of the game and have control of your offense. But the one thing I feel like that's really causing TYRONN Lue frustration with that is he's not able to put his impact on the team, really, And that kind of affects your other players too, because if you're a role player or if you're the second star, a lot of the times you look towards the coach for answers on offense, or you look towards the coach for reasons you're not getting the ball. And it kind of seems like that in Cleveland, TYRONN Lue really has no control or say so really on how the offense is ran. If I could ask him, I could guarantee you he probably want to run a more fluid offense to where they have more back screens and more down cuts and maybe get LeBron in the post. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the stature as a coach to really compete with LeBron verbally. And as a result, I know that added some extra stress to the job. Another thing is that we all know that LeBron is not the greatest leader. I would say that's just not his cup of tea, man. Everybody is not a leader. It takes a certain type of player to be a vocal leader, or sometimes guys lead by example. But with LeBron, I get the feel that he's really all about him, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to team morale and overall team involvement, you need a leader. Most of the times, either it's going to be your best player or your 1A best player. For example, in Houston, James Harden is not the greatest leader, but he has Chris Paul now. So Chris Paul can be that vocal leader and that leader to show the other ones how it's done and who to look to for guidance and directions in tough game situations. With LeBron, we know he's not the most vocal guy. So it kind of affects them to where in crunch time, or even with the younger players, notice a lot of the times the guys are even reluctant to be aggressive or just play free basketball. It's more they give LeBron the ball and just watch him go to work, which only gonna get you so far, man. So definitely, LeBron needs to improve in that leadership category, man. Next thing I want to get to, commitment. The big talk in Cleveland is if LeBron is going to leave or come back. And obviously, that has to play a big part in TYRONN Lue, because he knows that his job security is tied up in the success of the team. And without LeBron, there's no success. So maybe this year with Kyrie leaving and everything that's been going on, TYRONN Lue has had some questions or some nervousness about his job position, because you never know. If LeBron goes, Dan Gilbert might just want to pull the carpet up and do a complete rebuild. So I know that LeBron's contract situation definitely had an effect on TYRONN Lue and added some extra stress to the situation. And last but not least, overall, man, it's just been a crazy season for the Cavaliers, man. New GM, young GM, you got to build that relationship again for us with the coach and the GM. You got the team. They did a team overhaul twice this year, and that's rare, literally. Rare in the NBA, you see the team do as much movement as the Cavaliers did between the summer and then at the trade deadline, And as a coach, that got to be something difficult, because let's just go back to the last finals. TYRONN Lue had LeBron, Kyrie, Love. Who else he have? JR, Tristan. They had a core group of guys. And obviously in the summertime, when they brought in D-Wade and Isaiah and them and they did the trade, that basically tore up their championship team that they've been running with the last 2 to 3 years. So not only did TYRONN Lue have to try to get a new group of guys in sync the beginning of the season, but when that started to go south at the trade deadline, he got another group of 7 to 8 players. So that's even more added pressure to try to win and coach, and build chemistry with the new set of guys in the middle of the year doing a playoff stretch. So all in all, man, it's just been a very, very stressful season for the Cavaliers. Even just being a fan of basketball, man, I noticed that Cleveland just had a lot of turmoil this year, a lot of turmoil than usual, and that gotta affect the leader of the organization, not Dan Gilbert, but the leader of the man, TYRONN Lue, and when it comes to somebody's health, I don't want to, this is not a laughing matter or a joking matter like that. So No stupid comments, man. You know, please just keep it 100. Either pay your respects or just let me know how you feel about the situation. But just no joking, man, because when somebody's health is in play, that's just definitely a serious situation, man, and something that we want to just send prayers up to TYRONN Lue and hope he can get his health back in order so that he can be back out there for his team, man. So yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Self-made life. We out.